Hello, everyone, and welcome into the Edmonds-Woodway Gymnasium. It's a matchup between the number 5 ranked state Glacier Peak Grizzlies, second in the West Coast South Division, against the home Edmonds-Woodway Warriors, third in the division, and right behind Glacier Peak in the state AP standings, sixth in the state of Washington. And it should be a heck of a matchup here, the final regular season game between these two teams, and it should be one that has some pretty big district implications. And I'd like to welcome you in. Maddie Neely is with me courtside here at Edmonds-Woodway High School. And Maddie, even though that the standings have rearranged themselves, this game not maybe as large as a district seeding as a lot of Glacier Peak and Edmonds-Woodway fans would have hoped. It is a winner gets the number 5 seed in the district, and the loser gets the number 6 seed in the district. But even that, a win today still means quite a bit to these two teams.
Yeah, so let me break it down for you. If Woodway wins, they end up playing they would end up playing Arlington most likely, but if they lose, they would probably end up playing Linwood, which obviously that's not really the route they would want to go with the pass that they have. So this is a huge game.
And that side, depending on what side of the bracket you're on, it wouldn't be Arlington immediately and Linwood immediately. You'd have a game in between. You'd have to do some work to get through. But you're absolutely right. Getting down to the end of those brackets in those semifinal matches, if you want to go to state, you've got to be in that championship game. And would you rather go through an Arlington Eagle or would you rather go through a Linwood Royals team? And they're both very good, both ranked in the state of Washington. Arlington just outside the state of Washington in the rankings, but have been there numerous times this season. Of course, Linwood was number 1 in the state until this very Glacier Peak Grizzlies team beat them back on Friday. They dropped all the way down to number 4, but a formidable opponent, not one you want to see too early in the district championships.
Yeah, no. With the pass that they have, Woodway playing Linwood, they've been blown out by at least 20 each game, but then when they played Arlington, they actually ended up beating them. So Woodway would rather go the Arlington route than the Linwood route. And
Glacier Peak, the fans thinking the exact same thing. They would much rather play the likes of Arlington, where they've had some success, rather than going up and playing Linwood on their home court early on. Probably wouldn't have to do it in your home court. You probably get to play up at Jackson High School in that second round. But nonetheless, it's a tough way that the brackets have shaped themselves out. You had some help if you're Glacier Peak to put a dent into things a little bit by beating Linwood, but even then it helps you in the state rankings. It really doesn't help you much at all, other than gives you an opportunity to not have to face Linwood if you win tonight. So we'll break it down a little further on exactly who is who and where is where as we get into the ball game tonight. Right now we're talking seniors. It's senior night at Edmonds-Woodway, the last home game for a few seniors. I like to give them their due. Allie Browning, a senior, and Natalie Casper, senior, has started pretty much since she set foot on the court as a freshman, I believe.
Yeah.
Claire Fife, a senior, 2 years on the varsity, or 3 years on the varsity. Had played a little bit last year at times, and then has had some fantastic ball games as a senior.
Well, this is her 4th year on varsity.
Okay, fourth
year, yeah. She started as a freshman.
Keitra Jones, also a senior, is not suiting up tonight that we can see. I'm not sure if she's injured or sitting out for another reason. Moni Jackson, of course, the 5'3" senior captain of this team, is still going to play basketball after this year down at the University of Puget Sound. So her basketball career will continue, but also a 4-year starter, and has had some absolutely fantastic games wearing the purple and green. Leah Bakken also on that senior roster, the 5'9" senior, a very athletic senior, and good rebounder, great defender, and has certainly added to this Edmonds-Woodway team. Those are your seniors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. And we wish them all the best here from the Sound Live Sports Network. Keith Neely, Maddie Neely, courtside. We've got about 4 minutes of warm-up time. We'll take a quick break on the Sound Live Sports Network and come back with the starting lineups and how things are going to shape up in that district tournament when we come back in just a moment.
Sound Live Sports Network production services are provided by the Broadcast Field Production Class, a CTE intra-district course. If you are a student in the Edmonds School District, you can be part of the exciting world of live sports production. Learn about broadcast announcing, broadcast engineering, and sports reporting while providing a valuable service to your community. Contact your school counselor today to find out more and sign up for Broadcast Field Productions.
People assume quality car insurance has to cost more. People assume too much. The truth is, drivers who switched to Allstate last year saved money and got better protection. So get the facts, because you know what they say about people who assume. They pay more for car insurance than you and me.
To see how much you can save on car insurance and much more, call Jeff Smar. Jeff's office serves many areas including Linwood, Edmonds, Bothell, and Mount Lake Terrace. He can be reached at 425-949-7103 or jeffsmar@allstate.com.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds-Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com. Welcome back on the Sound Live Sports Network. Glacier Peak, number 5 in the state. Edmonds-Woodway, number 6. It's a matchup of girls basketball here, 3A basketball, and what a 3A it has been in the South Division, where you've got 3 of the top 10 hanging on in the rankings in the top 10 in the state of Washington. Bellevue takes over number 1 after Glacier Peak beat Linwood on Friday. West Seattle right behind them, an 18-2 record as number 2 in the state. Lakeside out of Seattle, 16-1, take over the number 3. And then this Linwood, Glacier Peak, and Edmonds-Woodway all logjam 4, 5, and 6 in the state of Washington. Linwood and Glacier Peak with identical 17-2 records. Edmonds-Woodway 16-3 overall. Then Wilson out of Tacoma, 16-4. Blanchette, who beat Edmonds-Woodway early on in the regular season at 16-4, is number 8. And then Ferndale, who really put some pressure on the bracket entering District 1 championship time, and they are at 17-2. Then Cleveland, last year's state champion of the 3A classification, 13-6, rounds out the 3A state rankings. So what a heck of a deal going on here as we get into District 1. District 1 only Friday. It's not that long from now. We play today and then turn around and things all start again on Friday. And boy, District is where you want to be playing your best basketball, Maddie.
Oh yeah, last year we went to districts, and obviously everything counts in districts. You lose, you have to go the hard route, and you can easily be knocked out. If you do well in districts, you go to state. So you want to do well, obviously you want to be winning games, and you want to make it to state.
Edmonds-Woodway has a habit of peaking at the right time. They've done it a couple times where they've lost early games in district and then just run the table in order to get the state. That's happened twice in the last 5 years.
Yeah, my freshman year, We were, I want to say, like ranked third in state. We ended up losing to Marysville-Pilchuck and had to go the hard route and ended up winning 6 games in a row just to make it to state and did pretty well at state.
And then last year, same thing occurred. You end up losing a tough game, the second game to Linwood, which kind of was expected, I think, by everybody. And then turn around, run the table all the way out, and have a great game against the Kinko number 3, and end up finding yourself in the state tournament. So it is possible, without question, to do it the hard way. However, you want to win now, be playing your best basketball. And these two teams right now, obviously Glacier Peak has got to arguably be playing their best basketball the entire year after coming off a back-breaking win. If you're Linwood, 61-49, a 12-point win over the number 1 ranked team. And that's got to feel good. We'll get to the starting lineups after we let the high school band here, Edmonds-Woodway High School Band, do the honors of the national anthem. Great crowd on hand, student section's full. You see across the way the parent section is nearly full. It ought to be a heck of a ball game. It's just moments away. Hang on. Minutes away from Glacier Peak, Edmonds-Woodway, 3A girls matchup. These two teams met back on Friday, January 16th, up at Glacier Peak High School up on the hill. 64-60 Edmonds-Woodway stole one from Glacier Peak, and that was a tough time in the Glacier Peak history of this regular season if you want to think all the way back that far. Had rattled off 12 straight, we're 12-0, and then end up losing to Linwood by 20 points, and then end up 2 nights later falling to Edmonds-Woodway, and then it kind of took the heart right out of Glacier Peak, and you get on a roll like that and then find yourself 0-2 and a mini loss losing streak going, and then have since rattled off 5 straight, and they're playing some of their best basketball. But what goes through a team's mind when you have like those back-to-back losses like that in the middle of the season, Maddie?
Well, you know, if that was me, that would just make me mad. I would just want it so much more, because especially for the seniors, no seniors want their career to end.
And the seniors now are starting for Edmonds-Woodway. Leah Bakken getting the tip. Sadie Mensing now will control, hand the ball off to Samantha Fatkin. This team, this Glacier Peak team, as team speed. Many thought only second to Linwood, although they played some outstanding defense as the shot is up and in, and Mensing gets the first bucket.
That looked pretty easy. It looked like it was too easy. They need to get in front and make sure she doesn't get the ball down low.
Casper now on that left-hand side out to Browning. Has it stolen away. Dribble drive now by Paisley Johnson. Right hand layup is good. Then the sophomore is on the board for 0. And Glacier Peak is not going to give any on senior night. They're going to put everything they can to the Edmonds-Woodway Warriors. There's Browning now, almost has it stolen away again into Fife. Now the kick out to Moni Jackson. Jackson now left-hand dribble up and blocked away partially, completely, and now off to the races. Here's that speed, bounce pass, left-hand side, or right-hand side rather, up and in. Mensing again. And you're right, Maddie, it's getting easy very early for Glacier Peak.
Yeah, well, obviously they have the momentum right now, which needs to change if you're the Warriors, but it's too easy. The Warriors need to pick it up on defense.
Long three, catches the iron, and the rip on the rebound goes to Garner. Kiana Garner almost loses the handle. Looked like it might have got out of bounds for a moment there. Now into the double team. Johnson tried to throw it up, and containing is Edmonds-Woodway. Paisley Johnson, Samantha Fatkin, Sadie Mensing, Natalie Rasmussen, and Kiana Garner, the starters for Glacier Peak. Allie Browning, Natalie Casper, Claire Fife, Moni Jackson, and Leah Bakken, the starters, out here for the EW Warriors. Moni now cups the basketball, and now will drive into a double team herself, knocks the ball away, and it will go back to Edmonds-Woodway, last touched by the Grizzlies. And now the normal starters for EW will come in. Maddie Burdett and Kate Woolley will come in, along with the sophomore Missy Peterson.
It appears Claire Fife might have hurt either her knee or her ankle or something. That could be huge for the Warriors because she's the big girl here.
Not a lot of inside presence on either one of these teams. Probably Garner at 5'10", the biggest of the two. And there's the bucket. Burdett hits the deuce. Gets the EW Warriors on the board. And now here comes the three by Rasmussen. Left that one short. In and out of the hands of both Edmonds-Woodway and Glacier Peak would-be rebounders. Now the long pass stolen away there. Caught that one like a defensive back, and here comes Johnson. Little pass, short corner. Rattles it in. Fatkin with her first 2 points. And it is back to a 6-point lead. There's a right-hand runner as Casper gets some daylight. And we knew this one was going to be fast-paced. No question about it. And I don't think we've been disappointed so far.
Well, no, Glacier Peak is pushing it up. They're getting in front of the Warriors, and they're working with it, and they're making their baskets. It looks like the Warriors are kind of being a little bit more patient on offense, which they've taken it in, and it's been working for them.
Natalie Casper hits 2 free throws. Brought to you by our From the Stripe sponsor, Edmonds Sports Academy, and it is a 4-point Glacier Peak lead now. Right-hand corner Rasmussen. Now they'll cover it all the way around the horn to Johnson and reverse the passing. And stolen away for a moment there by Casper. Now right back in. It's a 4-on-5 or a 5-on-4. The power play, if you will, and it is off. And right back up. And 2 offensive rebounds for Glacier Peak. And Edmonds-Woodway had trouble against Linwood with that. There's the long three, the dagger down. Rasmussen with the triple. And it's 11-4 with 4:17 to go first quarter. Edmonds-Woodway needs to get a bucket here. Glacier Peak did it with pressure defense against Linwood. Relentless pressure defense. Casper pump fakes. Now will dribble in left hand, gets into a double team, loses it for a moment. Last touch by Fatkin and out of bounds. And now Kyla Watkins, the 6'1 sophomore, comes in and will replace Garner. And a 30-second timeout. 11-4 with 3:55 to go first quarter. Edmonds-Woodway and Rebecca Wells into the huddle. What are they talking about?
Well, I would say they're taking it in, which is what they should be doing. But instead of forcing it up against 3 people, I would dish it off. Although it might be a little bit harder with number 12, the big girl in, Watkins. but I say still take it in and at least try to draw the foul.
Only one foul so far, and that went against Samantha Fatkin. So one team foul between the two teams. So very quiet so far, and that's a turnover on the inbound. Trying to hit Casper was Maddie Burdett. And that's one thing you cannot do against this Grizzly team is turn the ball over too many times. They are just too good with the basketball. And it goes. Kyla Watkins rattles it up and in. No good. Offensive rebound and put back once again. Try to get another one. 5 with it. And so far, 5 offensive rebounds in 3 trips, Maddie. Edmonds-Woodway needs to do a better job at limiting those.
Oh, yeah. They need to be boxing out and get as many rebounds as they can. It's really going to be a battle of the boards here since both teams don't have a lot of height. It's pretty important.
Glacier Peak is going to have to convert on those. They haven't been able to finish if they want to put this team away in a hurry. And Casper gets the tip right in front of her bench. Number 5 in the district seedings if you win. Number 6 in the seedings if you lose. And the thing that you kind of have to keep an eyeball out as the Fatkin shot, the long 3 is off. If you're number 5, you'll be on the Arlington side of the bracket, as far away from Linwood as possible. If you lose, you'll be in that Linwood side of the bracket, which makes things that much harder. Knocked away. Excellent defense by Mensing. Great anticipation.
Man, it looks like the Warriors are just trying to force way too much, and Glacier Peak is too quick and they react really quickly to these passes, and so they need to have some smarter passes here.
Now, it looks like Brian Hill's game planned Edmonds-Woodway quite well. There's the little scoop shot, and off the front of the iron, Missy Peterson will head to the line. The 5'10 sophomore. That will go against Sadie Mensing, her first personal foul, second team foul on Peak, and Peterson hits the free throw. .245 to go. Warriors 4 for 4 from the stripe today. With 2:43 to go, they're going to need everything they can get, down 5 now on their own home court. Bounce pass underneath, goes into the triple team, wraps around, and it looked like a bit of contact by Peterson. I thought she might have picked her feet up, but I think the bump caused her to walk. Was the foul call, and now they'll get it in over the top side right to Fatkin, who'll bring it in. 3 ball on the way, long, high arcer, and didn't draw anything but air, and here comes Maddie Burdett, long pass to Jackson. Almost turned it over, back out to Burdett. Gets the screen called for, tries to roll around, now an offensive foul on Claire Fife, her first personal. And we've got a technical foul now on Fife for throwing the basketball behind her, something you cannot do. So one thing to get called for the foul, it's certainly another to kind of lose composure a bit.
This is going to be huge. It gives the Grizzlies the momentum. It angers the Warriors, hopefully in a good way. Hopefully they'll instead execute. But, yeah, this gives them 2 easy shots.
So shooting the technical fouls will be Natalie Rasmussen, a 5'6" junior. Young team, this Grizzly team. Hits the free throw. Rasmussen with 4, hit a triple earlier. And now with the 2 free throws, has 5 points. And now they'll get the leather back. So not only do you get the turnover, you get 2 points with the clock stopped, nobody staring at you. And now you get a chance to extend this lead, and with the 3, you can make it 10 points. Bounce pass underneath is stolen away, knocked out by Casper. Back to the Peak Grizzlies. 2:10 to go, first quarter. So far, all Glacier Peak. And they've done it through hustle and tenacious defense. Out top, Fatkin tried to get it underneath to find Watkins. Nothing there, and now 2 minutes. Edmonds-Woodway is going to have to figure out some O. Bounce pass. You can see the anticipation. Paisley Johnson was anticipating the pass from Woolley. There's the three by Burdett. Rattles in and out. No white jerseys even near that rebound.
They are not crashing the boards well. If they want to win this game, they need to start rebounding.
There's Fatkin. Out back top. She'll reload the offense to the left-hand side. Long three on the way. Back iron. No good. And it's Burdett who comes through the trees and picks up the rebound. Here's Casper now. Dribble drive off the lane. No. A kiss off the glass, and it'll go back to E-Dub. So a lot of help defense by the girls in the navy blue. Rasmussen back in will replace Samantha Fatkin. And Bakken comes in, replacing Peterson in the lineup for Edmonds-Woodway. 1:18 to go. And right now it seems that the pace is being matched by Edmonds-Woodway. Certainly fatigue is not an issue, or athleticism isn't an issue. It just seems like that extra step, that extra rotation, that anticipation has been all at Glacier Peak and not Edmonds-Woodway so far.
Seems like the Grizzlies are just being a little bit more patient, getting the ball inside, whereas the Warriors are kind of forcing too much.
And how much of that comes down to just solid defense? As Moni Jackson gets on the board at 38 seconds to go here in the first quarter to give a 7-point Grizzlies lead now. Out top it goes to Rasmussen. Now they go underneath. A bullet pass. And Watkin can't finish the bunny. Gets back. Has it blocked. Knocked out of bounds. Here comes Glacier Peak. Right back at it. Kick out to Rasmussen. Three on the way. No. Burdett will haul in yet another rebound. Gets it partially tapped away, and here comes Woolley. 15 seconds over to Casper. She'll dribble drive in, scoops around, and an offensive foul. Tried to slide by baseline, but outstanding defense, and perhaps just a little bit on the showboat there. You got to sell it, without question.
Yeah, it seems as though Glacier Peak is playing some awesome defense. They're getting a hand up and contesting every single shot, every single drive. They've even gotten multiple blocks. So that's some awesome defense inside. Woodway is definitely having a problem with that.
Casper picks up a foul, and here comes Rasmussen underneath, pushes it up at the buzzer. Watkins, 2 bullet passes. Not only can Rasmussen drop the three and hit the free throws, she's got some pepper on those passes.
Oh, yeah, she's – sorry.
And after one, a 9-point lead, 17-8. The Glacier Peak over Edmonds-Woodway. We'll take a break on the Sound Live Sports Network.
If you've been wanting to get back in the game, whether it's basketball or just improving your fitness level, Edmonds Sports Academy is the place to go. Edmonds Sports Academy. Believe in the power of play. Call them at 425-772-1901.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students, to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can
all Glacier Peak early on here on the Sound Live Sports Network. Rising up to number 5 in the state of Washington, and you can see why they're ranked so high. Largely peaking at the right time and just playing some great hard-nosed basketball. There is the runner in the right-hand side. A call on the Missy Peterson drive, and that'll put Watkins with her first personal foul. And Missy Peterson right now, I think, is just getting tired of drawing blank. She wants to take it in.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need to be doing. Take it in, draw the foul, especially against Watkins. And she's doing it, and she's making her free throws.
This trip to the free throw line brought to you by our From the Stripe sponsor, Edmonds Sports Academy. 4 points for Peterson. all on made free throws. So far, Edmonds-Woodway 6 for 6. And there's the wraparound pass, and a beauty. Watkins rumbles in, and the bounce pass wraparound is good. And I didn't see who hit it, Maddie. There's the long Casper shot, no good.
I want to say it was Garner.
We'll check at the half, and there is a walk call, and Mensing thought she had a block, and I think she's got an argument.
Yeah, it did look like they kind of met at the top, and usually that's a jump ball, but the ref disagreed.
19-10, still that 9-point lead here in the second quarter of play on the Sound Live Sports Network. Keith Neely and Maddie Neely with you. One of those big games that everybody kind of knew was coming, but it really didn't have any sort of real implications until we got here. There's a beautiful pass, and here comes Casper, goes right to the cup with the right hand, goes off the rebound on that left-hand side. The runner won't fall, and Watkins comes away with a rebound. Here comes Glacier Peak. Woolley set to check in. Head coach Rebecca Wells having a conversation with the official in front of her own bench there for a little while. There's the kick out to Mensing. Short corner jump shot, leaves that one short, gets her own rebound. Now the long kick to Johnson. Bingo! Paisley Johnson with the three. She's got 5. And the lead expands to 12, 22-10. It's 6:14 to go now. Maddie Burdett has nowhere to go, runs into a brick wall, a double team, and Watkins comes away, and I am very impressed about the speed of this defense, and it is coming unglued right now. The timeout was imminent. A full timeout. We'll take one here ourselves on the Sound Live Sports Network. 24-10 with 5:58 to go. Glacier Peak with the lead. Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds-Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
If you've been wanting to get back in the game, whether it's basketball or just improving your fitness level, Edmonds Sports Academy is the place to go. Edmonds Sports Academy, believe in the power of play. Call them at 425-772-1901.
Coming out of the timeout, the biggest lead of the game, 14 points for the Grizzlies, comes at the 5:58 mark here in the second quarter. And Glacier Peak has done it with defense recently. At one point in time in that Linwood game on Friday, in that second half, Linwood shot 4 for 22 in that half. 4 for 22. So this defense that Brian Hill has is going to come with some expectations in district time.
Yeah, and they're up to par. They have gotten so many steals and then converted on all of their steals and with some points, and it is definitely showing.
Mensing, the benefit of a no-look pass underneath, and a beauty. And now a backdoor pass, alley-oop style, as Moni Jackson tries to hit Missy Peterson. Now a long step back three, leaves that one short. And right now you may be just trying things, if you're Edmonds-Woodway, to just get something going. There's another bullet pass, and the zone offense not working. You got people sleeping underneath if you're E-Dub.
Yeah, if I were the Warriors, I would go to man. They need to, obviously the zone's not working for them, and it's not working. It's hard to box out when you're in a zone, and it's obvious.
Leah Bakken with the foul sends Watkins to the free throw line, hits the free throw. As Mensing is out, Fatkin is in for Glacier Peak. And the high arcing shot, no good. The first miss of the ball game between these two teams. Excellent free throw shooting so far. Here's Woolley. Cross court over to Bakken. Bakken dribbles his left-hand side, now picks up her dribble, and you can see how fast the Glacier Peak can react. There's a foul underneath as Bakken squirts loose, gets a great entry pass from Woolley. and will head to the free throw line. That'll be Natalie Rasmussen's first personal foul. Well, that is Garner with the foul. Fourth team foul on the Grizzlies, and Bakken to the free throw line. It's that one. This trip to the free throw line. Edmonds Sports Academy, 1 for 2. Splitting the pair is Bakken. And here comes that fast break. Dagger passing. Those things are frozen ropes down into the paint. There's the long kick out. Can't leave Rasmussen open. She'll bury one. And she did it again and gets up off the deck with a smile on her face. 2 triples. She's got 8 points. 4:22 to go second quarter, and don't want to say it's over yet because there's a whole lot of ball to be played, but Edmonds-Woodway is going to have to come with something other than what they've come with so far, or this thing is not even going to be close. As Woolley winds one up over the front iron, no good. And then a travel call as Watkins got a little bit ahead of herself. Saw what she wanted, which is a wide open Paisley Johnson running the streak play down there underneath the right-hand block. And just didn't quite get the ball out of her hands fast enough to hit Paisley. Moni Jackson to Casper, 3:56 now. There's Peterson. Woolley loses the handle, and away come the Grizzlies. Long pass underneath, Fatkin, partially blocked. Missy Peterson rips it her way. And quickly back on defense. Look at Paisley Johnson run the court. Here's Kate Woolley. She'll leave that one strong. Too much pepper on that one. 3:33 to go, and Edmonds-Woodway have come up blank, other than a free throw in their last 5 trips down the court. And that one over the front iron, no good. And the Glacier Peak Grizzlies struggling just a little bit too. Here comes Peterson. She'll go up right-handed, and that one won't fall. And now we've got a foul call underneath and a technical on Missy Peterson, as Natalie Rasmussen hits the deck hard. And frustration coursing through the Edmonds-Woodway players, coaching staff, and gym right now. And the referee's doing a good job of settling it down. So the technical foul will go against Missy Peterson. We'll pick up the personal foul. And back to the free throw line to shoot her second technical free throws of the evening is Natalie Rasmussen, and she misses the first of 2. Obviously a good free throw shooter, very disgusted in the miss. And then drains that one through the heart of the cup. No question about it, Rasmussen with 9. It's been free throws and 3 balls for Rasmussen. And back to grab the basketball now and see if they can't make a 20-point lead even greater. All Glacier Peak. Long kick out. Back in on the 3. Count it! And the foul call. And Casper will pick up her second personal. Fatkin counts the basket. She's got 5 points, and we'll head to the free throw to shoot the 4-point play opportunity. And right now, Glacier Peak can't do anything wrong. Edmonds-Woodway can't find a break. And sometimes that's just what happens in these things.
Man, these Warriors are frustrated, and they're not really executing, and you can tell they need to start just being patient, making some shots, and play their own game.
There's the runner on the left-hand side. It's Maddie Burdett. Taken away there, a little bit of contact. And then the scoop, the wraparound, and Paisley Johnson. And when everything is cooking your way, when the zone is feeling like it is right now, there is no way you're going to let it end before halftime. That cup, that basket must seem like it's about 6 foot wide right now. And a travel call on Leah Bakken, and you can't get the half over fast enough if you're an Edmonds-Woodway fan.
Yeah, nothing is going their way right now. If anything, they just need to get back on defense, play good ball, and stop all the outside shots and all the fouling. That's where they're getting all their points.
Now the backdoor pass, the fake, and Paisley Johnson can't hit. Another BB shot of a pass by Rasmussen. She has got court sense. Her court IQ is Einstein. And now stolen away. Right hand crosses to the left. Johnson can't get it to fall. Back to Burdette. Long three on the way. No. And obviously frustrated. Burdette even goes into a walk and then a trot. And now they once again leave Rasmussen wide open underneath. And now another scoop pass on the offensive glass. Mensing finds Rasmussen. 11 points for Natalie Rasmussen. Mensing with the assist. And now we got a push underneath. 38-11. And I'm trying to think if Edmonds-Woodway has a field goal this quarter.
Oh, in the quarter? No, it's all
free throws.
All free throws.
So Glacier Peak has held Edmonds-Woodway without a field goal through 7 minutes here in the second quarter of play. There's the pump fake. Now over the left-hand side, Bakken to Peterson to Jackson. Steps back, launches the three short. And Edmonds-Woodway not able to get any rebounding. One shot, and that's it. Timeout on the floor.
30-second timeout taken by the Grizzlies.
Keeps the possession in the Grizzlies' hands, and 55 seconds remaining on the clocks. And it's crazy how well this Glacier Peak team is playing after mid-season had their struggles.
Oh yeah, they've come a long way. After losing to the Warriors before, they obviously are mad and they want it so bad. They're going after them and they're hitting some awesome shots, some nice passes, and they're just doing everything right now.
Glacier Peak Grizzlies beat Arlington 61-58, the only game they played, so they've got to be looking and licking their chops should they be able to get on that side of the bracket. They won the 3A district last year, another pass down low, and then just well-executed, well-oiled machine, Sadie Mensing with the bucket. And they keep pouring it on. Glacier Peak has everything rolling. Here is a scoop shot now, and the sophomore can't make it. Back out to Peterson to reload. Here's Casper, the senior. No. Burdette back to Jackson. Jackson dribble drive. Now finally stops and pops. She can't get that to fall. And even the ones they normally hit, nothing doing. And Glacier Peak now will back it out with 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blocked, and that'll be the quarter and the half. The Glacier Peak bench up and ecstatic, greeting the players off the floor before they head into the locker room, and why not? You're up 40-11 and did not allow a field goal in the second period of play. That is smothering defense. We'll be back on the Sound Live Sports Network, all GP 40-11. Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds-Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students, to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
Welcome back on the Sound Live Sports Network. Glacier Peak, number 5 in the state, showing why they earned that ranking. Of course, it didn't hurt that they knocked off the number 1 ranked Linwood Royals back on Friday, and they're doing a number right now on the number 6th in the state Edmonds-Woodway Warriors, making them look like they are in triple digits almost, not allowing Edmonds-Woodway a field goal in the second period of play. Outstanding smothering defense from Brian Hill's squad as they head into the locker room, up 40-11 at the half. And now I'd like to welcome in Steve Eskridge, the AD from the Shoreline Community College. Steve, welcome to Sound Live Sports Network. Glad to have you aboard.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
So, first of all, I know you've watched a lot of hoop in your day. So, just first of all, your impressions of probably more so of Glacier Peak than anything right now. What are you seeing out of this basketball game?
Well, they have a real balanced attack. They move the ball around real well. You can tell they're real familiar with one another, and they get back on the defensive end, and they just look good offensively. They're moving the ball around quite a bit and have balanced scoring.
Team speed, boy, you just it's nice to be able to look at height and look at that team speed, and without a lot of bigs underneath Glacier Peak, Brian Hill makes it up with just putting octane on it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I would have, as a coach, I coached 15 years over at Shoreline with the men's program. I would take speed over height all day long.
And you can see the benefit right now. You're up a ton if you're Glacier Peak in the locker room. So let's talk a little bit about the programs that you have over there as the AD at Shoreline Community College. You've got a lot going on over there. You got, of course, hoop season. You're midway through both programs.
Through both programs, yes. We have men's and women's basketball. We just had we're starting our second half of our season against Bellevue this past weekend. We lost a couple tough ones. Our men lost one that they could have won, and our women have been struggling a little bit this year, but they're improving each game out.
So let's talk a little bit about what the process is. I know a lot of these kids, they have those D1 hoop dreams, and for whatever the circumstances are, want to keep playing but aren't really quite to that level. How do they find a Shoreline Community College? How do they get involved? How do they do their research into finding a program, athletic program at the community college level?
Well, I think in the NWAC conference that we're in, it's called Northwest Athletic Association Conference for community colleges, and there's roughly about 37 colleges across the state with Washington and Oregon. And we get out and we do a good job of looking at high school talent all along the Northwest, and our coaches are out, and any player that's in high school that's interested in continuing on and may not have the skill level at the next level, at the 4-year level, certainly we are always interested in looking at those type of players. And we offer 65% of the tuition. So we are able to give them some tuition there, and then they get a good education.
Absolutely, and we've had a number of folks on from Shoreline Community College talking about the education and what a great place to be able to, if you're not comfortable traveling, and I know the university level isn't for everybody.
Yep,
and I know because I've got an athlete that plays against you once in a while, sitting to your right over there, plays against your girls' squad.
Okay.
And it's a perfect fit for that type of kid that just is trying to keep going, trying to find out maybe who they are. Mm-hmm. Community college level is what a great place.
Yes, it is.
To do that.
It is. It really is, and it gives the kids another chance, an opportunity to play at the college level. Certainly, we know that to play at the college level is a privilege, and not too many players can say that they can play at that level. So it gives them that opportunity to develop their skills, and you'll see a lot go on to the four-year university after they've had 2 years of community college basketball.
Now, we've talked basketball. Of course, we're in the middle of the season, and that's where we're sitting courtside right now, so that's the easy thing to talk about. But you've got a lot of programs. It's not just hoop.
No, we have a men and women's soccer program that ended in the fall. We have women's volleyball, and then we have men's baseball going. And so we're getting ready to get geared up with our softball program as well here pretty soon.
So if you are an athlete and you're a senior, a junior, and you're kind of putting the feelers out there, how do they get a hold of coaches or just seeing the programs that you have available at Shoreline Community College?
Well, we have our website. They can just go to Shoreline Community College, and they can click onto the icon that says athletics, and it'll list all our different programs that we have, and it'll list all the contact information for all our head coaches.
I'm talking with the Shoreline Community College Athletic Director, Steve Eskridge. And, Steve, we're going to take a quick break here on the Sound Live Sports Network. It's the Action Jackson Plumbing halftime program. And if you don't mind sticking around for just a minute, and we'll come back. And right now it is 40-11 at the break. And we will take one ourselves. We'll be back in just a moment.
Sound Live Sports Network production services are provided by the Broadcast Field Production Class, a CTE intra-district course. If you are a student in the Edmonds School District, you can be part of the exciting world of live sports production. Learn about broadcast announcing, broadcast engineering, and sports reporting while providing a valuable service to your community. Contact your school counselor today to find out more and sign up for Broadcast Field Productions.
Welcome back on the Sound Live Sports Network. My guest on the halftime program, Steve Eskridge, the athletic director at Shoreline Community College. And one kid that we follow here on the Sound Live Sports Network last year is a kid by the name of Marquise Armstead that you might be familiar with out of Mountain Lake Terrace.
Oh, yeah.
He's okay.
Yeah, no, he's a little better than okay.
He's a lot
doing
better
a pretty
than okay.
good job.
So it is great to see. These are the kids that we as broadcasters in this district and throughout the Wesco League get to follow and become very good acquaintances with and friends with, and we get to know who they are and their parents are, and to see a kid like that to be able to continue on and be able to play some pretty darn good basketball, it's fun for me, and it's got to be fun for you to see the other side of that.
Oh yeah, we love having these type kids up at our program. They just we just think the world of them. They play very, very good and very good athletes and good students as well. And we're just excited that we get the opportunity to provide a college experience at the 2-year level for these type of kids.
So the tournament, the NWAC tournament, I believe is in the Tri-Cities.
It is in the Tri-Cities.
So that's coming up here pretty quick, and you've got a lot of basketball between even now and then. When do you start? It's a long season.
It is a long season. We just now started into our second half of our season, which will end the last week of this month, and then we'll go into playoff, I think, right around that second weekend of March.
What are you looking for as an ex-coach and an athletic director? What is your programs? What kind of kid are you looking for when you're going out recruiting for athletics here at Shoreline Community College?
Well, obviously you're looking for the talent level. If they could play up at that next level, you're looking for speed, quickness, looking at athleticism, all those kind of things, and then you're also looking to see whether or not the kids will be able to mesh together in whatever system our coaches are running, and certainly. Most of the kids that we go after, we're looking, to make sure that they can fit within the 2-year program and that they are grounded in terms of their academic.
All great qualities. Yeah, boy, I could write all those down, man, because it's stuff that also high school coaches look for too when they're going through the tryouts at the beginning of the season, and it seems to be fairly universal.
Oh yes, it definitely is.
So we're just getting ready here to start the second half. Thank you so much, Steve, for coming in and talking with us on the Sound Live Sports Network. I appreciate you coming.
My pleasure.
You
nice
bet.
to be
here.
So
one more time, let's give them the website. Probably just Google Shoreline Community College.
That's it.
It'll be all right there for them.
Yes, it will be. And then they just click onto the athletic icon, and then it'll take them to all of our different sports.
So there you go. You have an athlete ready for that next level, or you think they do and are just interested and want to find out more information, make sure you look at Shoreline Community College on the website, and it'll all be spelled out right for you. We'll take one more quick break here on the Sound Live Sports Network. 40-11, Glacier Peak getting ready to start the second half.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen.
Back quick as action is picked up here, just underway on the Sound Live Sports Network. We just get back into our seats and barely get the seat belts attached, and Paisley Johnson is standing at the free throw line after Natalie Casper picks up foul number 3, already in foul trouble, and Rasmussen can't hit. Excuse me, that is Johnson. Johnson at the free throw line. Misses the first. And Maddie Neely, it was not a pleasant locker room, you can be sure, for Edmonds-Woodway at halftime.
Oh, yeah. They went into the locker room already really upset with themselves and frustrated. And I'm sure that they're saying, at least, or Wells is at least saying, get back on defense, because that's not what they're doing. And Glacier Peak is getting, that's where the Glacier Peak's getting all their points.
Another great anticipation steal by Sadie Mensing. She seems to be everywhere on the court. And then just a long lead pass, textbook. And Kiana Gardner now with the bucket. And the ease continues for Glacier Peak. And right now, if you're Edmonds-Woodway, you're just trying to find the basket. It doesn't matter how this next one comes. You haven't had a bucket in the last 9 minutes of play. Anything. I don't care how it comes, you got to find a way to get the rock in the middle of the rim and through that net, Maddie.
Yeah, and hopefully as soon as they start making some baskets, it'll trigger something and they all start making them, because nothing they put up is going in right now.
There's the long rebound, Fife, and Garner tied up underneath. And that time, Fife doing a good job at keeping her composure. Although you can imagine she's not thrilled. And now the entry pass almost stolen away and almost knocked out of bounds. They finally say it did go out of bounds. Moni Jackson jumped out of the way like she saw a snake over there in front of her own bench. And now they'll bring the ball in. Burdette to Woolley. Fife, Woolley, Burdette, Jackson, and Peterson for the Warriors. It's Johnson, Fatkin, Mensing, Rasmussen, and Garner, the same starters that started the ball game in for Glacier Peak. And Moni Jackson with the foul. An offensive foul back to Glacier Peak. And there's the punch out. They're trying to, almost like a defensive back, and now a foul call on Woolley as Johnson goes in on the right-hand dribble drive. Woolley picks up her first personal foul. And it seems that Glacier Peak is able to turn the corner on their drives against every Edmonds-Woodway defender at this point. There's the long three. Boom! Samantha Fatkin, a triple. And the lead, 46-11. And again, Edmonds-Woodway just trying to find any sense of offense. Anything they can muster at this point to stop the bleeding. Kate Woolley back out top. The long three. Peterson got one. Missy Peterson finally. And she's got 7 points. Only 4 free throws before that. And now a tie-up and a jump ball will go back to Grizzlies. 6:02 to go, third quarter. The field goal drought I had was 10 minutes. There's a putback, offensive glass, no good as Rasmussen can't hit. And quickly back, a 1-on-4, the kick out to Moni Jackson, no. Fife tries to take it down. Garner will bring it up court. Now it's Johnson. Right hand has it tipped away by Peterson, and she'll come away with it. Splits the two defenders now, has a 3-on-2. Jackson, step back, no. And now the power play coming the other way. Wraparound pass behind the back. Scoop shot, no. Glacier Peak on all their players and coaches off the bench trying to finish that one for her. A lot of body English. being employed over there on the Glacier Peak bench. Now here's Peterson, gets into the key. Their little scoop shot can't get the runner to fall. Now they just look deflated. E-Dub can't hit anything. Here's the three by Fatkin, bottom of the well. Fatkin has 3 balls and a deuce for 11 points now and a timeout on the floor. And right now Rebecca Wells doesn't have enough timeouts to stop the damage. And we'll take a break on the Sound Live Sports Network. 49-14, Glacier Peak doing the work. Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds-Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com. Welcome back on the Sound Live Sports Network. 49-14. That second quarter looming large. 3 points, 0 field goals for Edmonds-Woodway. Glacier Peak holding the number 6 team in the state without a field goal for 10 minutes in this ball game. 4:49 to go, third quarter now. Bounce pass, Burdette. Down underneath the Woolley. Pump fake, dribble drive, left hand. Now the scoop up and in. Count it, Kate with the deuce. Squirms between the trees and is able to scoop that right up and in. 49-16. Down underneath it goes to Watkins. She spins in and draws a foul of Fife. Called for number 2. Actually number 3. Now they say offensive foul. Fife, of course, given that technical foul. 2 T's on the Warriors, one on Claire Fife and one on Missy Peterson. Claire Fife threw the ball behind her after a tie-up. Missy Peterson trucked a girl after coming out on the wing. Intentional or not, picked up the foul. Here's Moni Jackson with 4:11 to go. She'll dribble in, a little bump with the body, and not going to fall, and quickly to pick her up is Natalie Rasmussen. And Moni to the line to shoot a pair, brought to you by our From the Stripe sponsor, Edmonds Sports Academy.
Correction, it's on the baseline.
Yeah, they didn't want to give her the one-on-one. They say out front. There's the long 3 by Fife, and that'll find the end line and out of bounds. So still a foul. And now Fife will enter, or exit, replaced by Leah Bakken, senior for senior. .33 lead. Stolen away by Kate Woolley, and a step on the baseline as Paisley Johnson got a lot of room to work on that right-hand side. It opened. You could drive a Mack truck down that lane.
Yeah, but Kate came from behind, stole the ball, which is good. And it looks like on defense, the Warriors are kind of picking it up, which is big. That's what they need to be doing.
Fatkin out on the edge now. They'll kick it out to Johnson. Stops, wraps between the legs. Now back out to Fatkin, trying to find underneath. They have Watkins on a mismatch. They're trying to get her the ball and finally do. And they have to bring it back outside to Mensing. 3 on the shot clock, finally drifts down to 0, and that will be a violation. So you're right, defense has improved. Is it too little too late for E-Dub?
Man, I don't know. I've seen them do the inevitable. They've come back and had huge wins, but hopefully they can still do it. If they don't let Glacier Peak score much more, they could easily get back into this game.
Not impossible at this point in time, but probably I would go improbable. If you're Edmonds-Woodway with only 11 minutes remaining in the ball game and you're down buckets right now, you need any chance at a free one you can get. There's the scoop shot, left-hand side, didn't have enough on it. Paisley Johnson got deep into the key, and there's a shot by Missy Peterson. who's got 9 points and leads all EW scoring. The only one more than 2.
Peterson's kind of putting the team on her back right now, and she wants it. You can just tell. She keeps taking it in.
There's Peterson again with a little 5-footer. Off the glass, rattles in. And you're exactly right. Missy Peterson does not want the regular season to end with a loss. And now we've got a foul on Natalie Casper. That will be number 4 on the full court pressure. And now if you're Rebecca Wells, head coach for EW, do you pull your senior leader out with 2:28 to go in the third?
I don't know. Either way, it's going to hurt him. Either she could foul again and be out of the game, or here she is. She's not going to be able to play as tough as defense as she has been able to.
Edmonds-Woodway in that zone defense, and it seemed to have worked a lot better for them as the zone they had there in that second quarter was a sieve. And exploited on every angle by the Grizzlies. They seem to have tightened it up quite a bit. Edmonds-Woodway. And now GP goes to that man-to-man, and there's the Peterson's dribble drive. Wants the foul call, won't get it. Thought she was hacked along the baseline. And the way you play, a lot of times, is the difference between getting a foul call and not. And the Glacier Peak Grizzlies just flat out playing hard-nosed defense right now. There's Peterson. Over to Jackson, down underneath to Bakken, has it not clear. And I'm impressed with Sadie Mensing. She is everywhere. Absolutely on every side of the court. Wherever she needs to be, you're going to find her.
Oh, yeah. She's athletic, and she has 8 points. She's running the court like crazy, and she's just everywhere.
49 points through 3 quarters of play, almost 50 now. Here comes Kate Woolley, has that one knocked away, and the shot clock winds down. Woolley knew she had to get to the basket as soon as humanly possible, and now Allie Browning, the senior, able to come in and play some minutes. And right now it looks like conceding perhaps as Rebecca Wells. Coach Wells, one of 5 teams in the Wesco with female head coaches out of 21 programs, 5 head coaches. Kate Woolley steals the ball and then loses it right into the referee, who knocks it back, and is just in that kind of day for Edmonds-Woodway. Cannot buy a break. And Rasmussen drops another 3. 52-20, a 32-point lead with 1:18 to go, and we will take a break on the Sound Live Sports Network.
If you've been wanting to get back in the game, whether it's basketball or just improving your fitness level, Edmonds Sports Academy is the place to go. Edmonds Sports Academy, believe in the power of play. Call them at 425-772-1901.
Hey sports fans, do you want to know when and where your favorite teams in the Westco Conference are playing? Who won the game last night and what the current standings are? Well, it's easy to find out on westcoathletics.com. The information is entered by athletic directors and coaches, so you know it's accurate and up to date, making westcoathletics.com the place to view official scores, schedules, standings, and photos for all the schools and all the sports in the Westco Conference. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and check out westcoathletics.com, the official website of the Westco Conference.
Glacier Peak, a 32-point lead, and has all but sucked the atmosphere out of the Edmonds-Woodway home high school gym here. Maddie Burdett over to Bakken, had a chance at a short corner jump shot, won't happen. 8 on the shot clock. Here's Woolley, 6 now, gets her heels on the end line, almost stepped out. 3 now. Peterson's going to have to get it up. Finally does, but the shot clock will expire, and that is it. And twice now in 2 possessions, Edmonds-Woodway can't even get a field goal off.
Right when the Warriors start getting in their groove and start making some baskets, Missy Peterson making some baskets, all of a sudden they just lost it, and the Glacier Peak's playing good defense.
junior Maya McFadden, a 5'9" player, into the ball game for the first time, and Samantha Fatkin now trying to get a deep one, get that home run ball. Peterson with the block to Garner, and now knocked out of bounds by Watkins. And it'll stay Glacier Peak basketball with 34.5 seconds to go. So a revenge game, if it were. Edmonds-Woodway getting the first one back on January 16th, an outstanding ball game, 64-60. And then that rolling stone comes right off the hill. Glacier Peak put it in motion right after that loss, put on a tear 5 games straight. Thundered through number 1 Linwood. And now making a mess out of Edmonds-Woodway. Browning loses the handles for a moment. Charlie Sevenants in. And almost every Glacier Peak player now has entered, other than, I believe, Lauren Iredale and Sierra Nash. So it's getting a lot of these younger players a chance to play. Glacier Peak's not going anywhere, folks. Sophomore. There's Johnson and Fatkin. Natalie Rasmussen's only a junior. Mensing and Garner, your 2 seniors. You lose those, but you reload with some pretty darn good players. And that shot clock violation. No, that's the end of the quarter. 52-20. Edmonds-Woodway able to put up a 9 spot, their best outing so far, best quarter outing through 3 quarters, and they've got a final 8 minutes to make a statement here, and that's pretty much all it'll be, is a statement. We'll take a break on the Sound Live Sports Network. Glacier Peak 52, Edmonds-Woodway 20.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
Welcome back on the Sound Live Sports Network. 52-20 is Glacier Peak taking control of this one from the opening tip and really never look back. And have Edmonds-Woodway in their rearview mirror right now. That's it. On to the district playoffs, and it's quite confusing this year. A complete realignment and a different way of doing these district matchups as far as to how the seedings go. If you look at just the brackets themselves, they look very similar to what Wesco teams have been used to. You've got a seeds 1 through 8 and 2 sides of the bracket. Winners meet in the district championship after 2 games, and then it's double elimination. So, of course, you go through the bracket on the other side, and you have a chance to. Another long 3. Holy smoke. Samantha Fatkin just keeps pushing the pressure and drops another beauty. 4. I've got her down for 4 threes. 14 points. But
yeah, the Warriors haven't even really put a hand up in her face, and obviously she's hitting. They need to start getting a hand up.
7 minutes to go, 55-20, a 35-point lead. And there's the runner off the glass, no good. And Madi Ortega, 5'8" sophomore, into the ball game now. Here's Moni Jackson, dump out to Burdette, 3 on the way. She hits the back iron, that won't fall, rebound. And a reload. So how this works, this district playoffs, 1, 3, 5, and 7 seeds come out of the North Division, the 3A North. So it's not overall record. It's how you are in your division. So the 3A North Division will compromise the number 1, 3, 5, and 7 seed. And the South will get the number 2, 4, 6, and 8 seed. As Moni Jackson heads to the free throw line here to shoot a couple of free throws. Brought to you by Edmonds Sports Academy. Hits the first. The wild card in all of this Yeah, let's just get the basics out of the way. You know, out of the north, Arlington is the number 1 seed. And you know, out of the south, the number 1 in the division is Linwood. They will take the number 2 seed. Jackson hitting both free throws. She's got 4 points. Mighty quiet for Miss Jackson. And now a foul call on Jackson. We'll send Fatkin to the free throw line. No, only 6 team fouls, rather.
The Warriors want to stay away from the 40, from losing by 40, because once they hit 40, the clock never stops. And obviously they want the game to be as close as it can get.
Right now it's just making a statement more than anything. You don't want to be beat by that margin. There's a nice backdoor pass. Just a well-oiled machine is this Glacier Peak Grizzly team. Jackson now will bring it in. So back to our explainer here. As wild and crazy as it is, Fife can't hit, then gets her own rebound for a moment, comes off her forehead. And bringing it up hard is Samantha Fatkin. No look pass, hits the deck hard. Here comes Moni Jackson the other way. And now they're just letting them go. They'll run this 5 minutes and 30 seconds out. They're letting everything go, I think, at this point in time. Hopefully you don't get too frustrated. So 1 seed Arlington, number 2 Linwood. They will be the biggest seeds on their ends of the bracket. And then you've got a bit of thinking to do, a bit of head scratching to do, because the number 3 team then will be either Ferndale or Stanwood. Stanwood right now has that number 3 seed. They're right behind Arlington in the north, so they would automatically get the number 3 seed. Except Ferndale comes out of that Northwest division. And another 3 on the way. No, I thought maybe she's going to hit another one. Johnson's had a hot hand too. So Ferndale, you've got to insert wherever their winning percentage is would allow them to be ranked. So right now they would take the number 3 seed should they win tomorrow against Burlington Edison. So we can just kind of pencil them in as number 3. That will move the regular number 3 seed Stanwood down to number 4, which is why this winner and loser will be for the 5th and 6th seed. So as good as these two teams are, they're playing for number 5 and 6 seed in the district. And underneath them, you've got Everett will most likely be at number 7. And then you've got a play-in game between the winner of Marysville-Getchell and Oak Harbor. And they will play Shorewood. And either one of those two teams would get in and be that number 8 seed. So it's not even a guarantee out of the Shorewood team. It would normally be that number 4 in a regular bracket will get an opportunity to go to district, even if they win tonight. So they have to play that play-in game on Wednesday. So right now, after all that said, I've made it as clear as mud. Arlington number 1, Linwood number 2. Ferndale or Stanwood number 3, Ferndale or Stanwood loser number 4. Then most likely Glacier Peak number 5, Edmonds-Woodway number 6, Everett number 7, and then Marysville, Getchell, Oak Harbor, or Shorewood number 8. Moni Jackson with the free throws. Perfect from the line, 4 for 4. Brought to you by Edmonds Sports Academy. 4:25 to go now left in this ball game. 25-57. 22-point lead. 32-point lead. And here comes Maddie Burdett the other way. Wraparound pass, step back shot. Left that short. Gets her own rebound. Trying anything. Moni Jackson now. Back underneath. Wrap around. Into a brick wall is Claire Fife. Can't get that to fall. Long punch out. So if I had to make my guesses on the Rasmussen 3 here, can't hit that one, Burdett. I would guess it would be Edmonds-Woodway playing Ferndale. And remember, Ferndale will come down. Let's see, Wesco team is the home if the same seed as Ferndale. So that will not even be even close. And most likely will be traveling up to Ferndale, which is a rarity. Normally that doesn't happen, but so it'll be Edmonds-Woodway, Ferndale, and Everett-Linwood in the top bracket. We got a timeout on the floor. Glacier Peak at number 5 will play most likely Stanwood at Stanwood. So both these teams having to make road trips on Friday. And then the Shorecrest, Shorewood, Oak Harbor, not Shorecrest, Shorewood, Marysville, Getchell, Oak Harbor winner will end up playing Arlington in the South Division, the bottom bracket division. So it is just crazy complicated. I've had my abacus out, my slide ruler, moon calculator. I can't quite come to complete grasp with it yet, but this is the first year that we've done this, and either way, you got to play the teams you know you're going to play, and you got to win. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, this is not something that either team's really familiar with that I know of, but sadly for both teams, they have to be on the road, and that's never fun, but hopefully they'll shoot well. Both teams will shoot well, but I don't know. They should be good games.
Ferndale's a heck of a trip. You get on the bus and you're on the road for an hour and a half before you get up there, and then they're not a shabby basketball team either. Likewise, Glacier Peak probably not wishing they had to go to Stanwood either. But either way, you're going to be making a road trip out of these two teams here. And what's crazy is these two teams are ranked number 5 and number 6 in the state of Washington. And they're going to be playing their first district matchups on the road on the loser's side, the lower seeds in the bracket. Doesn't make a lot of sense. There's Moni Jackson heading to the rack. That'll be a score for Jackson. Finally, the senior deciding she doesn't want to end her final game, perhaps on her home court in her career, to end on a sour note. The state tournament behaves exactly as it has since the regional form was put into play 3 years ago. So if you're 1, 2, or 3 out of the district, you will play a regional ball game, and then the top 8, the winners out of that regional matchup, will end up going to the Tacoma Dome. That's no different. But if you got such great teams here in this Wesco 3A in Division 1, boy, someone's going to go home mighty disappointed. You just hope it's not you. And a foul call now on the baseline as the push. Leah Bakken goes to the deck, and so does, I think that's Mensing, pulling herself up off the hardwood. Nope, that's Natalie Rasmussen. And the last thing you need before district play is injuries, and you got to keep yourself clean the remaining 2:13 to go.
Yeah, if I was Glacier Peak, if I was the coach, I would just take all the starters out, put everyone else in, and just let them play and hope no one gets hurt.
Rasmussen hits the free throw. 4 for 5 from the stripe today. Hit a heck of a lot of buckets. She, the girl that Brian Hill has confidence in on the free throw line, was evident on the chances on the technical fouls. Head coach drew her number. And I want you on that free throw line. And so far, done exactly as advertised. Here's Casper out to 5, pump fake, no dribble on the baseline. Browning, scoop up and in, and Allie has 2.
At this point, the Warriors should just get the ball to all the seniors and have them, obviously all the seniors are in, but have all of them score. That's kind of the goal here now, I think.
And I think everybody but Claire Fife on the senior, as a senior, has scored, and Claire has certainly had her opportunity, rips the rebound down there. And now 1:32 to go. 29-61. This was the marquee billing. This is the top game of the day right here, and it sure turned into a snoozer. Jackson pulls back for a three, no. And now Casper trying to poke it away. Glacier Peak very calm, bringing the ball up against the full court pressure, something they've seen a lot of. And of course, Linwood loves to do that. A little runner, Fatkin, can't get that to fall, and then hits the deck. That'll be 2 shots for Samantha. And wholesale substitutions to allow the seniors the ovation as they leave the court for the final time with 56.9 seconds to go after Fatkin's free throw shots here. She'll hit the first. And now the seniors, Allie Browning, Natalie Casper, Claire Fife, Keitra Jones, Moni Jackson, and Leah Bakken leave to a standing ovation, their final appearance of their regular season, at least, in front of this home court, home crowd. And we wish them all the best here from the Sound Live Sports Network. And Maddie, I know you've got a lot of special relationships, having played with all of those 5 seniors in your tenure here at EW.
Yeah, this is kind of sad to watch. I mean, I know they got some more games ahead of them, but I know how it feels to be playing on your senior night and know that this is maybe your last time playing on this court. And it kind of sucks.
There's Maddie Burdett with a little shake, a little bake, and a little right-hander. Burdett will be back next year, only a junior. And now the long kick out. And Fatkin will just dribble it out and pass it between Sierra Nash. Just trying to work this clock down, and tipped away by Kendra Cooper, who comes into the ball game for the first time, a sophomore. We'll see more of her in years to come, wearing number 14 for Edmonds-Woodway. And now here's a long three by Nash. Good backspin, and kicks out of bounds with 8.6 seconds to go. So nearly the finish of a wonderful season for both of these teams, but Glacier Peak definitely has the mo going into the district playoffs.
Oh, yeah. With the momentum, I mean, they're kind of unstoppable right now. They beat Linwood, they beat Woodway, who beat them last time, and you can tell they're just on a high, and they want to ride it all the way through.
That's the final, 63-31. In the books, they split the season series, but the second of the two, a blowout by Glacier Peak over Edmonds-Woodway, and we will come back in a moment on the Sound Live Sports Network with our player of the game. We'll be back in just a moment. Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds-Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Sound Live Sports Network production services are provided by the Broadcast Field Production Class, a CTE intra-district course. If you are a student in the Edmonds School District, you can be part of the exciting world of live sports production. Learn about broadcast announcing, broadcast engineering, and sports reporting while providing a valuable service to your community. Contact your school counselor today to find out more and sign up for Broadcast Field Productions.
Welcome back on the Sound Live Sports Network. 63-31. There's still a little life left in the gym here at Edmonds-Woodway High School. The band is still cooking, but I'll tell you what, our Sound Live Sports Network player of the game, Natalie Rasmussen, you guys pretty much took the life right out of Edmonds-Woodway, and you did it right off the bat. Tell me what your game plan was coming into this one.
We just knew it was a big game and that we had to fight hard the whole time and it wasn't going to be easy.
You guys did a couple of things that I don't think at the beginning of the season a lot of people would have given you credit for. And that was coming in back-to-back at the end and having to go through a Linwood at number 1 ranking in the state and then Edmonds-Woodway at number 6 in the state, and you conquered them both. Was that a surprise to your team, or is that just everybody else making that comment?
We knew that if we fought hard the whole time, we could do it, and we have to give ourselves a little bit of credit, but we just played as a team. We knew the only way we could do it is if we played as a team the whole time.
And that you did. I mean, you look down the score sheet, and it is just chicken scratches for everybody. You guys spread the wealth very well. One thing that was really impressive to me is during those technical fouls, Coach Hill said, I want to put my best shooter and on the line, and I think he went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Natalie Rasmussen, 5 for 6. Is that something that you've always had in your back pocket, a great free throw shooting?
I love shooting free throws. We do those every day at practice, and just got to focus when you're on the line.
I mean, when you got an entire angry mob staring you down after a technical foul, what goes through your mind when you're standing at the stripe all by yourself?
I just knew I had to do it for my team, and I was there for a reason, so got to put them in. Boy,
and you put them in. Congratulations. A great win. You guys, I think, will probably go on to play Stanwood at Stanwood. It's a long bus trip, but the way you guys are playing ball right now, I think you got the table to run. The prize is yours if you want it.
Exactly.
All right. Natalie Rasmussen, our Sound Live Sports Network player of the game, congratulations on a big win, 63-31. Go grab your teammates and celebrate.
We will. Thank you.
Okay. And that'll do it for us here on the Sound Live Sports Network. We'll be back with playoff time as we get Natalie in the special T-shirt out of the way, and that will do it for us. Make sure you check the website, soundlivesportsnetwork.com, and STSPN for all the breakdowns on the broadcasts and where we will be having them and whether we're on the road or at home. And you can find that all on the website. You can also go back and watch any of these ball games again on demand, and we encourage you to do so. And we'll be with you all the way through to the very end in the state championship. Thanks for being a part of our afternoon on the Sound Live Sports Network crew. I'm Keith Neely. Thanks again. Maddie Neely jumping off, and we will see you on the other side. The final once again, 63-31, Glacier Peak over Edmonds-Woodway. Take care.
Sound Live Sports Network production services are provided by the Broadcast Field Production Class, a CTE intra-district course. If you are a student in the Edmonds School District, you can be part of the exciting world of live sports production. Learn about broadcast announcing, broadcast engineering, and sports reporting while providing a valuable service to your community. Contact your school counselor today to find out more and sign up for Broadcast Field Productions.
If you've been wanting to get back in the game, whether it's basketball or just improving your fitness level, Edmonds Sports Academy is the place to go. Edmonds Sports Academy, believe in the power of play. Call them at 425-779-01.
Hey sports fans, do you want to know when and where your favorite teams in the West Coast Conference are playing? Who won the game last night and what the current standings are? Well, it's easy to find out on westcoathletics.com. The information is entered by athletic directors and coaches, so you know it's accurate and up to date, making westcoathletics.com the place to view official scores, schedules, standings, and photos for all the schools and all the sports in the West Coast Conference. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and check out westcoathletics.com, the official website of the West Coast Conference.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds-Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.